Hey, Todd here, and I'm on location over here at the National RV Training Academy, and I'm here to answer your questions. Now, I got a brief overview on the questions, or at least on some of them. I pretended like I read all of them, so I'm going to sit here and answer them. So we'll start off with this first one. It says, I go RV, okay? And he says, he or she, I'm sorry, is CRC harmful to sidewalls? And I think they're referencing, from time to time, I'm talking about spot cleaning the roof. And if your roof is made of some type of rubber material, I will say use parts cleaner, CRC, non-chlorinated parts cleaner, okay? But we do have to be careful. We don't want it to drip off the sides. That's why I say to use it, because you spray and wipe it off. Obvious question, is CRC, which is a brand of parts cleaner, is it harmful to sidewalls? Absolutely. More specifically, vinyl graphics or full body paint. Yes, if you were to spray parts cleaner on any type of fiberglass, vinyl graphics, or anything else, it's going to create a sheen that's on there that looks entirely different than everything else. You never want to spray parts cleaner on the side of your RV, only on the rubber roofs, okay? EPDM, TPO. If you're going to do, say, PVC or something like that, we can actually use vinegar like we would CRC to go ahead and get that clean. So, yes, CRC is harmful to sidewalls. Don't use it on the sidewalls. All right.
If you're enjoying what you're learning so far in this tech tip and you want to learn more, why don't you hop on over to the National RV Training Academy, contact your local student advisor, where you can start a business, make money while traveling, and be able to help out your fellow campers. Visit NRVTA.com.
The next one we have is Ali Speech XI4JW 3PO. Hello. Is there a way to add an electrical panel like you can in a house? Or do you have any ideas on heating the entire RV without running propane? We stay in a campground and vacation home, and it's been freezing up here. The last 2 electrical heaters were fine. Today, the RV constantly trips when they're on. In the past, it hasn't been an issue, but it's 2 a.m., and boy, has it turned into one. Well, thank you for reaching out to me at 2 a.m., but you know I'm not going to answer that at 2 a.m. The first question, is there a way to add an electrical panel? You have to be electrically minded to be able to do it. Is it possible? Yes. Is it conceivable for what you are trying to achieve? No. Okay? Now, you were talking about using 2 space heaters to keep it warm. My first question, if it's really cold, the space heaters don't protect the water lines, okay? Second, okay, with 2, you have limited amount of circuitry and limited amount of power, okay? Here's what I would recommend. If you can't use propane, okay, yes, you're spending money. There is a component out there, okay, that you can swap out your propane-fired furnace with an electric-fired furnace, right? Now, it's called RV Comfort Systems, cheap heat by some brands out there. You can do a complete swap and safely heat up your RV using an electric furnace. Now, there has to be additional wiring that takes place. And again, an electrician needs to help out, or an electrically inclined individual. Your case, okay, your tripping breakers. Now, here's the thing. Most space heaters operate below the 1800 watts. But if you're going to use them over a long amount of time, the wires can heat up. That does nuisance trips the breakers, as you see here. Now, if you flip the breaker back on, the wire's still warm, that can cause damage, okay? Your breaker's doing its job. It's letting you know the wire's getting too warm, right, by proximity of the breaker, because the breaker can trip either based on magnetism or based on heat. So, kind of a warning to you. Hey, look, doing a little bit too much on this circuit, okay? So either lower the space heater from high back down to low, okay? Yes, you can run a space heater, put it on low. There's nothing wrong with that. It's going to take longer to keep things, to warm it up, but honestly, it's a small room. When you have it on low, it should be fine. Now, you said 2. Hopefully, they're on 2 different circuits, because 2 on low on the same circuit is no different than 1 on high, okay? So yes, you can do this. Now, you're saying it's tripping more, which is also an indicator, right? Loose connection, or the breaker is getting weak, okay? I would recommend definitely have that checked out, okay? Breakers are wear items and they can fail over time, okay? For your general rule, what you're doing, you're staying in a place, okay? If you do use the space heaters, just put them on low or medium. Get that threshold down. You can run it continuously over 3 hours, as long as you don't break that. Totally fine, okay? Get it off of high, okay? But also maybe have your stuff checked out. You could be experiencing a weak breaker, loose connection, okay? Hopefully not a bad wire, okay? But that is a telltale indicator. And there's your tech tip. All right, before you get to the bloopers, which is why you're here in the first place, the RV industry needs thousands of RV technicians and inspectors, and now is the perfect time to do that. If you want to make more money or have more control over your time, go ahead and click the link below. Or if you just want to learn how to fix your own RV, got something for you there. Head over to rvtechcourse.com and get started today. Now for the reason that you're at the end of the video, roll the bloopers. All right, ready? All right, we ready? All right. Hold on.